only one podcast, and may it be the Princes of the Universe. Hi, folks, I'm Matt.
And I'm Wes.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, well, you know what's up?
Tell me.
I don't know. I don't know. Thought of something witty, but
It's not
decided
going to be on this
it.
podcast for sure.
Not. Yeah, I should have quit when I said Apache Chief months ago.
That Apache Chief has resonated with me. In a cancel culture world, that joke is so silly.
You heard my other joke, right?
Maybe.
Well, you heard how they're taking away a bunch of the labeling. You know, Aunt Jemima's gone,
Sure.
and the Indian on the Land O'Lakes.
Yep.
And I said, I don't know why people aren't more upset about the Land O'Lakes one, because they got rid of the Indian and kept the land. Okay, anyway, so let's go on. Our topic today is on skate rinks.
This is when we need a sound effect of a cymbal.
Two drums and
Yeah.
No, our topic is on skate rinks. I was thinking about this the other day. Then I remembered you worked in a skate rink back in the heyday for a little while. But back in the, when it was the...
I don't know if it was the heyday.
What was it, the 90s or the 2000s?
When was it? 90s. Yeah, it was in the
90s people were going. People still went to skate rinks in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not have been as big as the 80s, 70s, or whatever.
Sure.
But it was still, I remember it being packed on certain nights.
Oh, yeah, Friday and Saturday.
Oh, Friday and Saturday nights. That was one of the places you went, and you lucky to get, there's so many people there eating the cardboard pizza, and, that's what you had for your...
Pickles.
And pickles,
the pickle business was big. We would freeze pickles juice and sell that as a pickle sickle.
A pickle pop.
Pickle pop.
Wow.
Yep. And
wow.
It was like when you make Jello shots, or it was like that kind of little small.
And people got
the kid would just lick it. It wasn't like a popsicle on a stick.
Back when you could sell pickle pops.
Yes, are pickle pops illegal now?
I don't know. No, I'm just saying. I don't know if anyone who has them on their menu, and I pretty much doubt Skate Town right now has them.
I don't know if they were on the menu. You may just had to know about it.
Now, you were the one in West Monroe?
Monroe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I went like a couple of times to the one in West Monroe, but Monroe was the jam.
Well, when I was a kid, that was the one I went to when I was younger.
And I was the schools would bring the kids up there every once in a while.
Oh yeah,
on an outing because we went.
Churches were big.
It wasn't.
Always do churches too.
Yeah, churches too. I don't think it was our church. I think it was something we did in high school every other month or quarterly or what. We'd go to Skate Town. We also go to the bowling alley the other month or whatever.
Sure.
But Skate Town, good. You went as a kid, right?
Yes.
As you know, those were good memories. Skating around when your song came on. I mean, if Can't Touch This came on, you were that was your jam. Like, move aside.
My memories of Skate Town as a youngster were not quite as good as yours because, unfortunately, I was not a very good skater.
I wasn't. No one could turn. You'd run into the wall.
Barely.
You'd kind of walk on them. Oh, you never even developed skills.
No.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I was like slip and fall school out there.
I was at first, and then you did the little step. I did that too. Or I got to where I could roll on the straightways, but then I have to slow down, or I'd run into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't figure out how to turn. I'd fall on my butt and do it that way, just kind of turn my head. I did not know how people just put one foot beside the other and did that little turn. I had no idea how that worked, but that was me for the first. And see, because we only went every other month, it was hard to get back on that horse. And but I remember after a while, I couldn't skate backwards. I couldn't do jumps or anything. I mean, you try to jump up on your skates really quick.
You couldn't do the limbo?
Oh yeah, we did the limbo. Who didn't?
Okay.
But no, as tall as I was, I never won a limbo.
Mm-hmm.
And if you won, because they did the limbo. They did individual races.
Sure.
And then they did the scooter races. I don't know if you remember the scooter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's where I was king. Because I was the scooter,
mm-hmm.
and one guy was the pusher. And we dominated for one whole year and didn't lose. I remember they give you either tickets or something so you could buy a little trinket. And we bought, I remember exactly what it was. It was a keychain with a surfboard and a footprint on it. And so we
Which makes sense.
Yeah, because why not?
Right.
Because it was cheap and made in Taiwan.
Right. And when you think of Louisiana, you think
Skateboard
Cowabunga,
footprint.
dude.
Yeah, exactly. But but I remember we clipped those onto our belts, and that when we went to Skate Town, because those were our you don't mess with the scooter champions, because you see
Got it.
this keychain,
Wow.
it says you don't mess with us. So you don't spit in the wind, you don't pull the mask on the Overall Ranger, and you don't mess around with the scooter championship team, even though that was not a thing. So I mean, I did have good memories. Are you the kid where? And another thing was they had the my favorite arcade game ever there, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep, you've
game was
referenced
there.
that a few times. Yeah. I
Yeah,
can't believe you haven't gotten one yet.
I know. Do you have one? Did you get the Ford?
No, I don't
Okay.
have it.
I wanted that. What's it called? You got some one up
Yeah,
arcade.
One Up. I've got the Star
Arcade.
Wars. And,
Yeah, you got the Star Wars one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if like I said, all those would be cool. But when I saw that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, that was the one I was like, oh, that was $400. Just couldn't do it. But I mean, I pumped so many quarters in that thing. I remember my mom would make us skate for like 5 minutes, and then you could play your stupid game. We asked people. We did chores around the neighborhood, picking up, raking leaves, doing stuff, and we'd ask to get paid in quarters. I mean,
you're such a fan of that. I'm so surprised.
I was
plethora of items that you have in your new home.
I know, but I was such a big fan, and so that was another good thing about going to Skate Town, because that's where the arcade games were. But there was pizza too, and it was cool to eat pizza there, cool to eat there, cool to hang out there. That's a cool place. Yeah, share some of your memories. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I went. Gosh, I think I was 11 years old the first time I went, and it was quite something, because I mean that's where kids, like when you're very early puberty, are going through there.
Mhm.
So that's where like kids were going, and like
Yep.
getting away from school, and where they could go do things that you could get away with, which back in the day was kissing and holding hands
Yep.
and all that kind
Oh
of
man,
stuff. And
holding someone's hand on the skate rink.
yeah,
Ooh, that's
or the couple skate.
the couple skate. I forgot about the
Yeah.
couple skate.
If you're not a couple,
You got to get off
the floor. The only couple.
Yeah, I was sitting on the bleachers on the carpeted bench
Playing with your keychain.
playing with the keychain. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
At least that's what you said it was. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting going. You know, because it's dark in there. You're like, this was like a big adventure for a kid back in 1988.
What didn't they shut down the lights and have the glow sticks and everything?
Sure.
And I mean, they had the neon lights and
they had the big. What am I thinking of here? What do you eat? Mushrooms. Yeah, mushroom. You don't eat mushrooms. Never mind. That's a rumor.
Is that what you were doing at the skate rink?
Anyway, they had these giant mushrooms that were like off the side. Were they there when you were there?
Tell me more about them. I don't remember. Probably not.
That was kind of where kids would like hang out. Like certain groups of kids would sit on top of the mushrooms.
I don't remember the mushrooms.
Yeah,
that may have been before me.
Yeah.
Okay. They just a place they could just sit.
Yeah, it was just kind of like a little hang. It was like where the cool kids sat.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember there was
if you duck down under the mushrooms, you know.
Oh, that's where you got jiggy with it, huh?
Something like that. Yeah. Very PG jiggy.
Very PG jiggy. There you go. Yeah, of course. Well, you're a kid,
right?
I remember all I remember was the on both rows there was one long bench, and it was just carpet. You know, just carpet over the bench, and that's what I remember. You'd sit down on the bench, and it was just that industrial carpet that just covered whatever it was, a wooden bench.
Sure.
And whenever you were tired, or how we would exit, you couldn't stop yourself. You just fly right off to the edge and tumble. And then you'd be all sweaty and hot because you've been working it on that rink for so long. You got to sit there. And then the cool thing was on jumping into the skate rink, catching up to someone, or tugging their arm, or like pretend pushing them, all that fun stuff. But you also got on the rink when they were playing your jam. What was your jam?
I can't say that I had a jam but when I went to Skate Town was when this was like early MTV. MTV had been around about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
This was when Guns N' Roses was huge.
Oh, yeah.
And Def Leppard was huge. Metallica, like all that stuff. That's where all the kids got to wear your rock shirts because you couldn't wear that stuff to school. They thought you were, bark at the moon, eating, babies kind of stuff, at least in the Bible Belt of the South. So that's where you could go and, sneak in. Kids are smoking cigarettes in the bathroom. Simpler times.
Yeah. They had a DJ booth.
And I have a very good story about the Monroe Skate Town.
And the DJ booth was on a high rise. Wasn't it a tower? Didn't he overlook everyone? It seemed to be, I was a kid, but it seemed like it was he was like ruling from a throne.
Sure, correct.
And you went up to him and said, "Can you please play?"
And he would always pretend like he couldn't hear you.
Yeah. Or he'd say, "Yeah, we'll play it," and it never got played. Yeah, that.
Yeah, a really good friend of mine was the DJ in Monroe.
Oh, holy cow.
Yeah.
Do I know?
He's my buddy in Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so I want to hear the DJ story.
Well, this is when I worked there, but...
tell people, I'm sorry, back up. So you used to work at one. Tell people all about that.
I worked at one, like I said, in like the late 90s.
Which it was still a thing.
Yeah,
well, I wasn't going by then.
We were 20. We were in our early 20s. Yeah. We were going to adult establishments and getting into adult entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not entertainment, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was running a store at the mall. I worked at Skate Town on Friday and Saturday nights from like 6 until 9 or whatever time we closed. And then I would go to the bar and work at the bar till 2 o'clock. So I did that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so my buddy that was a gym buddy of mine, they needed somebody to work the door because the guy that they had, and it wasn't like working the door like you're a bouncer necessarily. You're just like the person that's like making sure kids sit down when they're like, putting time out or whatever.
Putting them in time out if they're being rowdy, if they're...
Yeah. So that was kind of my responsibility. And I got to hang out with my buddy and just be around that kind of shenanigans. But it was fun. It was good. But anyway, back to the DJ booth. He was famous for when kids would come up and wanting to play certain songs. Of course. And he was always leaning and he'd go, "What? I can't hear you." And they would scream at the plexiglass as loud as they could. And they were just banging on it for him to play.
Achy Breaky Heart.
Or Christina Aguilera or whatever. Beyond.
Just Britney Spears or whatever. Yeah.
And it was so funny. And then their kids would bring their own CDs. They were like, want him to play CD. Like, can you play this? Can you play this? And this is when they would bring like bass CDs and all kinds of just silly stuff. So anyway, that happened. But it was really fun because my buddy would do The Voice. We had a thing called The Voice, which was a takeoff of the Super Friends voice. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, that was his voice for the DJ when he was like, "If you're not a couple, get off the floor." Yeah. He had this real commanding voice. There was a guy that was like king of Skate Town. He drove a Fiero. Do you remember what a Fiero is? A Pontiac Fiero?
Okay, I think I do.
It's like the hillbilly cousin of a Firebird.
I was going to say, it's the Balkanville cousin.
Yeah,
but
well, for people that don't know what Balkanville is.
Oh, that's true. Hillbilly is a good word.
Yeah, so it was orange. I know this guy's name. His name was Travis because when he would come in, it was like the Fonz coming in.
Wow. The Hillbilly King.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he would come in and girls would be like just flocking to this kid. And it was so fun to watch this because it was like a TV show. Anyway, this kid, would always win the races and all this stuff. And just
he was good on skates.
He was the master of his domain.
Wow.
Yeah.
He could skate backwards and all that.
Oh, he could do anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you jealous?
Yes. Yes. I'm still jealous.
I need them skills.
Very, very jealous of Travis's skills.
Okay. All right. All right. So
And
anyway,
this was the early days of cell phones.
see,
too.
I love you. Go
The
ahead.
girls would want to hold Travis's phone because he wouldn't skate with his phone in his pocket.
Probably couldn't.
Well, yeah, you didn't want to damage your phone back
You didn't
then.
want to damage your phone back
It
then.
wasn't, it wasn't like.
And we're talking.
nowadays,
These are the big bricks too. The big.
Well, this was a Nokia phone.
Not
Remember the little Nokia
Yeah,
phones?
but they were thick, weren't
Yeah.
they? The folding phone, the flip phone.
No, it wasn't a phone. It was not. It was
Oh,
not.
it wasn't. Oh, okay, the brick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, it was just kind of funny that girls would just go bananas for this kid, want to hold his phone. He wasn't
Yeah.
a kid. I mean, he was younger than me, but
Still,
it was quite a show.
He was the shiz.
And it was just such a fun exchange.
Wow. See, that's fun to see have those memories.
Yeah, it's like if they made like a skate movie now that was like, because everything is old is new, and and Stranger Things are going to skating rinks and all this stuff. If they went back and did this, that kid is the movie.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I can see that because I mean, there was always that one girl you wanted to skate with, but you weren't a couple. So,
brother, there was more
or if
than
she
one.
was a couple, yeah. There's definitely a skate queen.
Oh yeah,
You always wanted to impress. You always wanted to, be real cool. Cool could be going by her really fast, or like I said, cool could even be
cool
doing
was when you had your own skates.
Oh, that is cool. Did you have your own skates?
No, Travis did though.
Of course he did.
And they
Of
were
course he did.
BA, believe me. They were
Okay.
badass.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Flaming skulls on the side.
I can't remember if they had flaming skulls, but they were pretty awesome.
They're pretty awesome. Okay.
anyway,
so
yeah.
you working there said, if I could just be Travis for
Right,
one night.
exactly. That's what I would think about.
Yeah.
I
I got this all wrong. I need to be Travis.
Right.
Does he let you hold the keys to the Fiero?
Maybe once.
So, when did the decline of skating? Because Friday and Saturdays, late '90s, they were still packing it out. That was still a thing to do.
I think it was more or less.
Again, I didn't do it that much. I went maybe once or twice back in the day. It was just too crowded. I remember it was crowded
Well, you were
on the skate
a little
rink.
too old to be in there too.
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe. Well, no, I'm talking about 16.
Yeah,
and stuff.
well, I think that's what it was. Like when you got into high school, you got involved in other things.
You got involved in So we weren't going that much anymore.
I think it's kind of like the situation with malls. Kids just started to evolve and started doing different things, and
okay.
They just gravitated to other places.
So, and that's true. That's true. And probably around the same time as malls, too. Internet started opening up, started becoming a bigger thing. Internet was around, but it wasn't that big a thing.
Correct.
You couldn't just
a thing at that point.
You couldn't play online, okay?
Sure.
You could play a computer game if you were a nerd. But or Doom, but then your mom made you get off. And then back in the day when the internet was a thing, they wouldn't let you hog up the phone line to play video games all day. So, now there's one skate rink here burned down, the one in West Monroe, right? They never rebuilt that, did they?
No, it's there.
Oh, was it the bowling alley that burned down in West Monroe? Oh, okay, I can't remember. Okay, so it's still there. It's still around.
Still there.
Shut up.
Yep.
Both of them.
Yep.
I didn't know this. Have you been to one?
I haven't been to one in a long time.
I can't imagine they're kicking on a weekend these days.
They're still out there.
They're still packing.
I wouldn't say that.
Do you think 38-year-old Travis is out there?
God, I hope so.
I swear. I
wonder if
I go into Skate Town and he's there, he's on this podcast.
Yeah. I used to see him every once in a while.
You did?
Yeah, at other jobs and stuff. I always talk to him.
The old king.
Yeah.
Wow, it was good to be king. He tells those stories fondly.
I mean, we all talk about him. Casey, our good friend.
Okay, yeah.
He worked there at a time, and he knew Travis, and he got a big kick out of it too.
Wow.
So,
let me ask you this. So, skate rinks still around.
Yep.
They can't be as popular as they once were. Bowling, I still think is a thing because I see bowling alleys packed a lot. There's still bowling teams. You can't really have a skate team or anything. There's nothing like roller derby over there.
But roller derby was a big boom that came back
in the 2000s.
05.
Yeah, and that may have given a boost to
it
skate
did.
rinks. I'm sure it did for a short time.
I mean,
but
we had a skate girls
we
skating
did have
team here
one
a couple years
for a
ago
couple years ago. Yeah.
before COVID wiped it out.
Okay.
The Rose City Rollers.
Did they go to on Skate Town? Is that where they rolled?
Oh yeah, they would. I
Okay.
mean, they were trained there, but
Oh, okay. They didn't play there.
yeah, they would play at the Civic Center.
Oh, okay. All right. So, do you know anyone in the skating business?
Currently, no.
No. Okay. So, what I would take a guess, a gander, and say that they're not that popular.
I think it's more or less. I don't know, and I'm not trying to trample on our topic. I'm not necessarily saying it's popular. I just think that it's kind of like when we discussed wrestling ratings and what's popular now.
Mm-hmm.
I think just you have so much more to do.
No, I agree.
It has little bites of nostalgia and gets its 15 minutes. But I don't know if the sustainability is like what it was because everyone's just evolved.
So let me ask you this: is there a way to save skate rinks?
I think it's more along the lines of I know the ones here are ran pretty well.
Okay. Why would you say that?
Well, it was a family owned business, and the people that work there, it's kind of like I think we've described on this podcast a few times when we worked together at our cards and comics shop back in the day. A lot of the people that work there, we're still close, and we still talk, we still catch up, and we still hold each other affectionately, kind of like
right.
Like, oh, if I could go back to that, even though we didn't make a lot of money, we really loved it. And that was a lot of how it was there at Skate Town. The people that worked there were really close. They hung out outside of work. And I wouldn't say it's mafia, but there was a kinship there. So it was a good environment. It's like when you walk in somewhere and you can feel the positive energy.
Right.
That's how it was there.
Okay, so I'm looking up on their website. They're open to 8:30 every night, except on Sunday. Sunday's just a 2-hour window because Sunday skating. Who wants to do that?
What's what? I'm sure they do more private parties and stuff on Sundays.
They may, because there's something for private parties here too. They may do private parties later on in the day too.
Is this part when I should be filling the air since you're reading?
No. I'm just saying that it's $8. Not bad.
Yeah. And
rollerblades, if you want rollerblades, they cost you $3 extra because rollerblades. That's not bad, I guess. That's nice. They have the neon signs still, so that's nice to know.
Well, they used to have the rabbit. You remember when they had the Skate Town rabbit logo?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would be? It still can be a family thing. I really don't think about skating. I mean, obviously, for my age, I wouldn't.
Correct.
But I'm just saying.
Well, I think it has its moments.
Niche. Yes. Obviously, it's good enough if both locations are still open.
Correct.
Obviously, they're making some money there.
Right. Yeah.
But I never hear any advertising for them.
Well, I mean, what do you hear advertising for anyway?
It's true. But
I mean, when people say that about things, we're in a society now where we don't answer phone calls.
That's true. This is all true.
To text messages. We have premium, whatever we enjoy watching. We have the most premium service, so we do not have to watch ads. So what's the point of even advertising?
So what would you do if you were in charge of a skate rink? How would you encourage people?
I think that I can't say what I wouldn't do because, like you said, both of the ones that are in our community have been going for over 30 years.
Yeah.
40 maybe. I don't know exactly the number, but I know they're in the mid-80s. But, I think they're it's kind of like a family business. You know what I mean? Like the people that are involved with it have a passion for it. And they understand it. They know the ebbs and flows. So you don't have like an outside money person that's like, hey, we're not doing really well. They understand the business cycle.
Yeah. Okay.
Riding the wave of things. So for me, I think it's make sure you see what's coming before it hits.
I got you.
Kind of like being on the floor, I guess.
I guess. Remember the big blisters you get on one side of your foot because you're always turning
I never
left?
could keep my skates on long enough for those.
Oh no, I always got the blisters.
Yeah.
Always. Couldn't walk around for a couple of days until that blister finally
It was
popped.
brutal. I could just not skate.
Yeah. So weren't that big of a skate.
Maybe it was my groin power. I don't know.
Oh wow. Okay. All
My
right.
balancing, you know.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. You were very balanced on there.
I don't think I was balanced. See, that's
Do
what
you-
I'm saying.
Do you have were there I remember there are some people who'd stick their leg out as people went by, jerks trying to trip other people.
Sure, of course.
You saw that too. Those are the people who got the timeouts, right? Wasn't there like this is a bad name for it. Wasn't there like a skate referee, someone who was on? I want to say there was someone who skated in the middle and kind of watched all the kids and blew his whistle and pointed.
Sure.
That was a thing, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
What is he called?
I don't remember the title. of what we
Okay.
had.
I mean, employee, obviously,
Yeah.
but he would skate just in the middle, in a little circle. That way he could always get around if he saw someone.
It's like the lifeguard at the beach.
Yeah. But he blew that whistle and called a kid out. Or you could say, hey, there's a kid over there who's tripping people. He's on the side. So he'd sit there and watch for him, see him, go talk to him, put his hand down there or tell him to
that's
go.
where I had to step in and have to
Oh,
set
you
him
did
down.
that was one of your things. On top of making pickle sticks.
Well, I didn't.
Did you say,
I
here,
was
kid,
not
have a pickle
running-
stick?
I was not running the vending services there.
Oh, okay.
I was drinking Diet Coke, but I was not a pickle stickle guy. Anyway, the kids would come to me, and then that's when I would have to kind of say, sit down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Or if they were completely out of hand, it's like, he's gone, she's gone, call their parents.
Call the parents, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember some people got in trouble because they wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
They were just jerks.
Yeah.
They were just jerks. Did you? What was the best thing at the concession stand?
The popcorn.
Really?
Yeah. Like that real salty popcorn. Like your fingers would start to hurt from just so much sodium in your lips.
Okay, I know that. I know that type of
like,
popcorn.
Golly, what is in this?
But I can't stop eating it.
Right.
Because it's so
much
salty.
pain.
How they did? They just baked it. They just
It was-
poured salt. Just
I don't know.
the kernels came from salt crystallizations.
Yeah, I don't know the secret sauce on those.
My wife swears that movie popcorn tastes different than any other popcorn.
Skate Town popcorn tasted different than movie popcorn.
Which one would you prefer?
I would say Skate Town.
Oh, okay. So you like the old salty?
Yeah, because
thing.
movie popcorn, they can sit in there for hours. I mean,
I guess. I don't know. It seems like everyone's ordering popcorn to me, and they're always making more. So,
right.
But
they're
give
making
it. I go on busy nights, maybe.
But yeah, the last time we went, it was not that good.
Oh,
when we went and saw Spider-Man,
that wasn't good.
It was not good popcorn.
I remember I guess it was the popcorn because I don't think I had anything else to eat. I don't think I ate too much popcorn. I got sick off of it. Something was wrong with the popcorn. Like, it was.
We're really winding down. We're talking about your.
No, we're just talking about popcorn here. But I mean, I'm just saying. So I had to get off popcorn for a while. I didn't do the movie popcorn for a while.
Ad now?
I'm just saying. You're talking about popcorn.
Yeah.
Did you? What size skate were you?
I have no idea.
Oh, I was gonna say that no one ever forgets that. But I guess you do. Well, you weren't big on skating, though.
Yes, my career as a skater was much briefer than my career working there.
Because there were some people who skate just for a little while, and then they didn't want to skate anymore because they didn't want to be there. Either they want to just hang out or play arcades.
Well, my buddy,
but their mom made them skate for a little while. Then they turn around and turn their skates and go play.
Everybody was on skates the whole time. Like when he was in the DJ booth, he was on skates.
Really?
Oh yeah, because he would skate out, skate back in. I mean, it was. He himself was a character. He was not as cool as Travis, but he was.
You had to be. I guess you had to be. But man, he was king.
Oh yeah.
When he played, because didn't he announce what songs were coming up next? You're like, oh, well, that one's coming up. At times, he'd say, we're gonna play this, and then this, and you're like, oh yeah, that one's a good one.
Yeah.
That was because I remember that. Yeah, it was good.
I don't think there's a reason to save it. I think it's very good when, like I said, things now bring it back and people go back and do it. And Luckily, here the rinks have been well maintained. They're not run down like a lot of older.
Oh, really?
Rinks
Good.
have been. They've maintained a certain level of. It smells like Skate Town. You know, Skate Town has a smell.
That's fine.
And it still smells like Skate Town
Well,
last time I was there, which is good.
It's a good thing. Yeah.
And if you don't know what a skate rink smells like, then go to one and you'll catch up.
If you did, and if anyone else here had skating rink memories, let us know them. Let us know them in the comments below. Hey, thanks for coming over and doing this.
I had a blast.
All right. Hey, folks, we'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe.